in an action movie with no problems. He was dressed as he usually was, in unrelieved black cargo pants, black boots, and a snug, ribbed black t-shirt to replace the long-sleeved version he'd worn in cooler weather. "You asked to meet me?" "I did," he said. When a few seconds passed without elaboration, I tilted my head at him. Why not just call me and ask for a meeting? Or better yet, I thought, why not call Ethan? He was usually more than willing to send me into the arms of needy vampires. Noah crossed his arms over his chest, his expression so serious that his down-thrust chin nearly touched his shirt. "Because you belong to Sullivan, and this meeting isn't about him. It's about you. If I'd signed those notes, I figure you would have felt obliged to tell him about the meet." "I belong to Cadogan House," I clarified, making it known that I didn't, contrary to popular opinion, belong to Ethan. Not that I hadn't considered it. "That means I can't guarantee I won't spill whatever you tell me," I added, letting a small smile curl my lips. "But that depends on what you tell me." Noah uncrossed his arms, slipped a hand into one of his pants pockets, and pulled out a thin red card. Holding the card between two fingers, he extended it toward me. I knew what it would say before I took it from him. It would bear the initials RG and the white stamp of a flower-like fleur-de-lis. An identical card had been left in my room in the Cadogan House, but I still didn't know what it meant. "What's RG?" I asked him, returning the card. Noah took it, slipping it back into his pocket. Then he looked around, crooked a finger at me, and began walking toward the lake. Eyebrows raised, I followed him. That was when the history lesson began. "The French Revolution was a crucial time for European vampires," he said as we walked down the steps that led from the park to the street below. "When the Reign of Terror struck, vampires got caught up in the hysteria, not unlike humans. But when the vampires began to turn over their fellow novitiates and masters to the military, when they were guillotined in the street, the members of the Council Rouge, the council that governed vampires before the Greenwich Presidium took power, began to panic." "That was the Second Clearing, right?" I asked. French vampires squealed about their friends to ensure their own safety. Unfortunately, the vamps they turned over to the mobs were executed. Noah nodded. "Exactly. Conseil vampires were old, well-established. They enjoyed their immortality, and they weren't eager to become mob victims. So they organized a group of vampires to protect them. Vampires willing to take Aspen for them." "A vampire secret service?" "That's not a bad analogy," he agreed. "The vampires who were asked to serve named themselves the Red Guard. Hence the RG. And since you gave me the card, I'm guessing you're one yourself? A card-carrying member, quite literally." We crossed the street to the lawn in front of the lake, then walked across the grass to the concrete shoreline. When we stopped, I glanced over at Noah, wondering why I was getting the history lesson and the details on his secret life. "Okay, interesting history lesson, but what does all this have to do with me? Impatient, are you?" I cocked an eyebrow. "I agreed to a secret midnight meeting you didn't want my master to know about. You're actually getting profound restraint." Noah smiled back slowly, wolfishly, his lips gradually spreading to reveal straight white teeth and needle-sharp fangs. "Why, Merritt, I'm surprised you haven't guessed yet. I'm here to recruit you." It was a full minute before he spoke again. In the meantime, we stood in silence, the two of us staring out at the lake and the bobbing lights of sailboats near the shore. I'm not sure what he was thinking about, but I was contemplating his offer. "Things have changed since the RG was founded," Noah finally said, his voice booming in the darkness. "We make sure the Presidium doesn't overstep its authority, like a check and balance on the power of the GP. We also ensure the balance of power between masters and novitiates stay relatively stable. Sometimes we investigate. On rare occasions, we clean up."